1, 2, 3, 4, get my shoes and out the door. 5, I'm alive. 6, 7, 8, feeling great. 9, gonna shine, life is good. I'm doing fine. 10, gonna do it right and do it again, yeah. I look into the sky with all the beautiful color, but there's more than just for me, so gonna share it with another. I got to show, to give, let out. I want to sing and shout. Take a look and see a beautiful morning that turns into a beautiful evening, and together make a beautiful life. And if you wanna see, then come along with me, that's right.
Hey, I'm Irish Dave and welcome to Experience Michiana. I can't wait to share with you next week on the show why I'm here at the Century Centre in South Bend. But what about this week's show? Well, this is something that I heard about when I first moved to Michiana and I still haven't been to it. Courtney this week went along to the longest garage sale. It's on US 12. Have you ever been to it? Well, she's going to show you all about it this week on the show. Also, Kelly is going to be lifting our voices. It is a celebration of African music and dance. But first, where art thou, Kelly? I'm sorry, please don't judge me on that. She's at Notre Dame for their Shakespeare Festival as they present Romeo and Juliet.
They say behind every great play is a great director, and here she is in the flesh, Chris Anthony. And boy, I was reading your bio, and I felt like just saying, what haven't you done? You know, actor, director, you really have such a great career. But I wanted to always know, because it always intrigues me how people get involved and why in a very rewarding but challenging career such as this.
I think that I was honestly called to it. I think it was just the thing I kept showing up for. I mean, I think I got into theater because it was free and I could get a ride. I could get a ride home. So
You got a ride?
I got a ride home, so my parents didn't have to be involved. I could just do it. But I had great support and I had great teachers. And so really I entered the theater as a performer, but I entered directing as a teacher.
Oh, okay. And so what made you want to go into directing?
I think that I enjoy seeing people find the best thing in themselves. I enjoy people finding that spark that makes them light up and that makes this piece of literature, no matter what you're doing, come alive like no one's ever heard those words before. So that is just what gets me excited to get up and go out and work in the morning. And I've been really fortunate to have a lot of really great colleagues. So I've had great collaborators, great students, and that just transferred into the professional theater.
You know, it's such an iconic play.
Yes.
So as a director, how do you be true to what Shakespeare wanted, but also kind of bring it into the times that we're in?
Right. I think that Shakespeare was writing to the audience he was writing to, and we do the same. And so we kind of take what are the big ideas that he's playing with and move it here. So I've really been thinking a lot about what's going on in the world these days. And I find it really fascinating that Shakespeare gives us no reason for the feud. There is no reason why the Capulets and Montagues are at war with each other. And a lot of times to make this make sense, we make it the Sharks and the Jets.
Yes.
Right? We create two sides, but there really aren't any sides. It's just these two families, and they're kind of maybe trying to get over it, or maybe not. And so I was really looking at what are the reasons why we hang on to things that maybe we should let go.
That's very powerful. Mm-hmm. That's very, I have to come to this. I want to see what you're going to do with it.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about this awesome cast.
The cast goes from, professionals who have been doing Shakespeare a long, long time to students. Our Romeo and Juliet are in school, and so this is a chance for them to shine, to really put all those good lessons to work. So it's really fun working with these folks.
Lastly, I just want to touch on your passion for arts and community empowerment. Mm-hmm. How do you combine the two, and what are your hopes for that?
I have lots of ways, and here at Notre Dame, the Shakespeare Notre Dame does lots of work, working in community, working at the Robinson Center, and just finding ways to help people use Shakespeare to get that spark. And so understanding that what Shakespeare's talking about is still happening because we're still people. we're still people. And so the details of our experience might be a little different, but understanding that you're not alone, and that's one of the things to say to young people, you're not alone. And that other people have felt this way before, and other people have been through things. And so I think anytime I have the opportunity to work in community, it's my chance to say, yes, you can do it.
Yes, you are an awesome director. And I cannot wait to come here and see Romeo and Juliet. I want to tell you, you better come too. We are so excited to have Crosby here with us. And I'm just going to say, I don't know your acting skills yet, but can I just say typecasting? Because he is Romeo. I mean, can I say that?
I'll take it.
I mean, you totally look like what a Romeo would look like.
Oh, thank you.
No, but I just want to welcome you here to Notre
Thank
Dame.
you so
This is
much,
your
Kelly.
first time
Yes, indeed.
out
Yeah.
here.
It's very
And
exciting.
how excited are you to be part of the Shakespeare Festival here?
Oh, it's really just thrilling, you know, both to be a part of a festival with such a fabulous name and reputation, but also just to experience a part of the country that I've never really had the chance to before. It's really lovely.
Now, how do you approach a role like Romeo? Because like you said, so iconic. I feel like it's one of those roles like you're Jesus, which you could play.
Yeah,
you know,
hey,
you
I'll
totally
take
could
it.
play Jesus. Let me just say that too. But it's kind of like, how do you play Jesus? You know, we have an
Yeah.
idea of him, but you also want to bring yourself.
Absolutely. Well, Kelly, I think that's a really good point because you're playing this iconic part, and your own idea of that iconic part can start to ruin whatever the truth is of your own performance. So I think that the key with a role like Romeo or Juliet or Jesus is to really bring yourself to it, to really be open to the bravery that it takes to show the parts of you that are Romeo, and that can be painful sometimes, you know.
I know you're still in rehearsal.
Yeah.
And the show will be coming out soon. And
Yes.
what do you think that you're going to take away from this whole experience?
Oh, I think what I'll take away from this whole experience is, first off, a deeper understanding of myself as an actor, for which I'm very grateful. When you have the chance to play a role like this, it locks in certain things that you are trying to reinforce. And then I'll also take away from this a real appreciation for the power of Shakespeare and the relevance in the modern day. I've always loved Shakespeare, but to be a part of a production that is so visceral, that is so current, it really is thrilling, and it's really exciting to think that the audience is not going to know what they're in for when they sit down.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So a couple of twists and turns, some things we're not going to expect?
My lips
Oh,
are sealed.
you can't
My lips
say
are
that.
sealed.
Okay, well, I am going to end on that because everyone now is saying we have got to go
You
and
gotta see it. You gotta see it.
You have to see it. So
Yes.
come and see Romeo and Juliet again. I mean, this is something you don't want to miss. Crosby, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kelly. I appreciate it.
Well, we met the fabulous director. We met Romeo. So guess who we have now? We have Josie, who is playing Juliet, and you are we didn't have anyone from the Midwest, but you are a Midwestern girl,
Yes.
right? You are from Michigan?
Yeah, I'm from Ann Arbor, and I go to school in Chicago. So yeah, Midwestern girl.
All right, now this is really interesting because this is your very first professional job. You're not even out of college. Like, how did that happen?
Yeah, so Chris is one of my professors, and I've had her quite a bit, particularly this past year, and I had her my freshman year as well. So I found out about her doing this project, and I sort of had some other summer plans that fell through, and I asked Chris about auditioning for summer jobs and opportunities, and she was like, well, I'm doing Romeo and Juliet, and please audition, and then I auditioned, and the rest is kind of history.
Now, we mentioned again that, this is such an iconic play, and Juliet, is such an iconic character. How do you approach her, and do you have any kind of, maybe just a little intimidation of playing her?
Oh, absolutely. Intimidation, yes, absolutely. But as far as playing Juliet, I mean, she's iconic for a reason. As far as I think that growing up, I related to her as far as she has so many feelings that she's trying to figure out how to express and falling in love for the first time. Yeah, I think that a lot of the things that she's feeling are natural, instinctive human emotions. And that's what I tap into when playing her, is that, yeah, finding the vulnerability and, yeah.
Now, I am sure there are going to be a lot of young people that come and see this play. What are you hoping they'll get from watching this play?
I hope that they get to see that Shakespeare isn't always a bunch of white people, a bunch of people in period dress.
Can I just say, amen, that's right.
That we can see very contemporary characters brought into the 21st century, into 2022 of what is happening in our lives today. Things like, you know, dealing with the emotions of the pandemic, dealing with grief, dealing with all of the things that are happening in our world that can be overwhelming, of seeing how that can be processed through theater, through this type of art form. And yeah, maybe falling in love a little bit with the show.
I'm sure that they will.
That's what I feel about it. So I'm like, wow, it's so beautiful.
How do you think this will change you as a person and also as an actress?
Yeah, I mean, I think that as a person, there are a lot of parallels in my life with Juliet as far as kind of growing up. This being my first professional job, learning a lot on the job. And yeah, just making deeper connections in the work that I'm doing here. I'm just so excited about all of it.
All right, well, Josie, best of luck to you with the play as well as your senior year coming up. Thank you so much for being with us. And might I say, you are a beautiful Juliet.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
On Saturday, August 13th at 7 p.m., you are all invited to come on out to Potawatomi Park and celebrate the rich culture and history of African American music and dance. Now, tonight we're here at St. Michael's Church because the dancers and the singers are all in there rehearsing for this concert. So let's head on in and see how things are going. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for taking a break from rehearsal. It's exciting to be here. There's a great energy in this atmosphere. Now, Marvin, I want to start with you. Okay. Because so the Community Foundation reached out to you to kind of be the lead in this project. Right. And I thought, man, you are the most workingest retired person I know. But what made you decide that you had to say yes to this?
The opportunity to do black music, which I love, of course. It's part of who I am, but also the chance to educate some folks on what African American music is all about. So when Laura approached me, I thought, okay, this gives me a chance to do a couple things. Absolutely. And then there was you. I said, if I could get Kelly, it could really be a big thing.
Oh my goodness.
They don't see the dance part.
Right.
Like we know it is.
Absolutely. Now, let's go back to that. What are some of the misperceptions that people have as it relates to African American music?
It doesn't exist except in gospel or jazz or rap. There's classical African American music. There's spirituals, which are part of our heritage. People see it as entertainment, where it's not entertainment. It is, as I said before, it's worship.
Yes, it is.
But it's also coded music, because a lot of the spirituals are coded songs.
Yes.
Because of the Africans' idea of singing about somebody which you cannot see to their face.
Absolutely.
And so you can do the spirituals. The enslaved Africans were able to talk to each other without the slave master knowing what's going on. All that history is very important. And in the era of what people think is critical race theory kind of thing, you can't talk about African American music without talking about why it was invented, why it was done in America. It was created in this country out of slavery. So if you want to talk about our music, you have to talk about that. And folks don't want to do that.
And classical music is a part of that history.
It is. There were classical composers in the 1800s. Back in the 1700s even. There were African of descent. They're not in our history books.
No, they're not.
And they're beginning to get in our history books. Symphonies don't perform them because they don't know about it. conductors don't study it. And I was one of those students who knew about it and sort of have been pushing it. And now I'm seeing the results of my pushing it with the symphony and with the other things. So this is a celebration of a lot of different things. You got the symphonies quintet, you've got you dancing, you've got us singing, and it's giving people a chance to see and hear, and there'll be some narration about the history that goes along with it.
Absolutely. Now, this is really a community collaboration. Who's this guy standing with you? That Terrell?
The ones that always late, Terrell. And he and I worked together with the Martin Luther King concerts. So he's at Sweet Home at Faith Ministries. Faith Ministries. And one of our former students. My name is on his diploma.
All right.
And this summer, last summer, I ran into him at Linden Festival. And I thought, let me talk to Terrell. And it turned out that he became our collaborator. So he's now part of the Equity, Diversity, Inclusion Committee for the Symphony.
That's great. Congratulations. Now, what are you bringing to the concert? Because I know you do some wicked gospel music. Yes.
Yeah, so pretty much collaborating with Dr. Curtis and bringing the gospel side of it. Like he said, a lot of people often associate black music with only gospel and rap and stuff. And so, I mean, of course, I'm bringing the gospel to it, but it's in collaboration to what Dr. Curtis is bringing. So, excited to be a part of this.
What are some of the songs you will be doing?
One of them is actually, if you watch the Celebration for a King on, what was that?
WNIT.
Yeah, WNIT.
The station you're on
Yeah.
now.
First of all, they never tell me about these things. I just get an email like, it's going to be on at this time. Here's the link. Sorry, I apologize. It's his fault. No, I'm playing. But anyways, yeah, so on that program, I did a song with the church choir called Look and Live, which is a gospel remake of an old hymn, which is actually not a popular black hymn. And so it's a black gospel rendition of a hymn. So I'm actually teaching that to the choir, and we're going to perform that. So that's just one of them, but yeah. Okay. So if you watch the special on WNIT.
Which was fabulous, by the way.
Yes, you saw me directing that song on there, so.
Yes, all right. Well then Pierre, as he said, he is the assistant director and assistant choreographer for Uzima Drum and Dance. I call him my right-hand man. But Pierre, you know, we haven't been able to rehearse for over 2 years. Yeah. How has it been to come back together?
You know, it's been a bit of a roller coaster in some of the best ways. It's always pretty chaotic trying to relearn and get back into the habit of movement, generally speaking. But because Uzima is also more than just dance, we also had to learn to exist together as a unit and a community again, and learn what it means to be in the same space, to not just move as one physically, but also move as one emotionally, spiritually, and other sense of the word too. So it was fun. It is fun. We're still working out all the kinks, but I'm really excited to be back together again. 3 years is a long time.
It is a long time. And can you tell everyone what Uzima really stands for?
Yeah. You know, we exist as a family and as a community. And Uzima, as a word, we learned that there isn't really a word that represents dance in Swahili outside of Uzima, which represents life, wholeness, and health. And that's kind of our motto. It's on the back of our shirt. But we represent wholeness, health, and life. And with every space that we go into and we move into, we want to leave that space with a deposit of what of that wholeness, health, and life. So.
Absolutely. And you know, one of the things we have talked about today, Marvin, is in African culture.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have any kind of life celebration, whether it's a wedding, a birth, even a funeral, without dance.
Yeah.
And music.
And music, yes.
That's part of the African culture. So when they asked me to do this program, I just didn't envision just a gospel fest. I envisioned culture of us.
Yes.
And so I said, let me call Kelly.
Well, we are thrilled to be a part of this. It's going to be an amazing concert. Now, we already told them it's Saturday, August 13th, 7 p.m.
At Potawatomi Park at the Chris Wilson Pavilion. It's a free concert, and there'll be a soul food truck out there.
Yes.
As well as you can bring your picnic basket and sit on the lawn, and we were there for about 75 minutes. And
Okay.
There'll be a celebration. It won't be just entertainment, it'll be educational, but it'll be celebration. And I want people to learn some things about culture, about our culture.
Absolutely. Well, gentlemen, I'm going to let you get back to rehearsal. But again, it's Saturday, August 13th. For more information, you can also go on to experiencemichiana.org. But come on out, join your voices with ours. Let's lift our voices in celebration.
Well, if you love garage sales as much as I do, you can see a lot of my garage sale finds behind me on my collage wall. This is one of the best events happening, really, I feel like across the nation, but in Michigan in particular, the US 12 Heritage Trail Garage Sale. And I have with us Chris, who is planning this event out. Hi, Chris.
Hello.
Hi, this is an awesome thing. And it's really been going on for a number of years, hasn't it?
Yeah, this is actually the 19th year the sale has taken place. It started back in 2003.
That's amazing. And it's known as Michigan's longest garage sale.
Mm-hmm.
How long does or how far does it stretch?
Yeah, ranging from it's all the way from New Buffalo to New Buffalo, Michigan, and the west part of Michigan, all the way going, east until downtown Detroit, right in Woodward Ave.
That's amazing. So I'm originally from the Detroit area, and I remember last year my mom called me and she was like, I'm at the longest garage sale ever. Do you want me to pick you up this, or that, or whatever? And I just put it 2 and 2 together. She was at the same garage sale that I could start here in Michiana.
Very good. Yeah. Small world, right? Yeah. It attracts everyone. And it's been growing in popularity in the Detroit and Dearborn area these last several years in particular too. So that's great.
So it stretches all that way. When is this event happening?
Yeah, so it's always taking place in the second weekend of August. In this case, it takes place August 12th through the 14th. The sales generally range Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Of course, the sooner you get out, the better options and items that are definitely available. But we always recommend checking out our website for information. Some people have their sales run in certain days, and those are available for searching and for more details.
And what is your website where people can get that information?
Yeah, so everything's available at us12heritagetrail.org.
Okay.
And also find us at US 12 Heritage Trail on Facebook as well too. For more details and an event that's focused on this, where you can become in discussion or ask any questions or things like that.
What's your estimate on how many, homes or locations take part in this garage sale weekend?
Yeah, great question. So fortunately, we've been growing in popularity each year, even through these last few years. In particular, last year we had our highest number of over 300 people to sign up to participate in sales. As of now, we have 103 registered, and a lot more show up and sign up in these last few weeks leading up to the sale. That being said, we estimate that there is a number of people that are not registered that also participate in this event. So
it's not too late to register if you wanted to host your own garage or yard sale, correct?
No, yeah. So we offer free registration on our website. It just takes a few minutes of your time to sign up. It's available right on our homepage. That's sign-ups available essentially leading up to the sale. I'll be managing that and posting it a week prior to the event. There'll be a public listing available of the sales for people to either plan a route. We have a wide range of ways you can either search by various items, days, locations, and things like that. You're able to view it mobily or do old school and do a print PDF with various directions and things like that. So you can kind of customize your own route and trip itinerary through our website if you'd like. And if you have any questions, my contact information is on there. I'd be happy to answer or help direct you in any way.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Chris. Is there anything else you want to tell us about this? Really, it isn't just about the garage sale too, but it really kind of brings the community together and across the entire state of Michigan. That's really a big thing.
Yeah, we like to, this is the big highlight for the route. but there's just so much unique history and charm to these communities along the way. For those of you that don't know, this route itself was called by many names prior to US 12. From the Chicago Road, it was one of the second federal highways that was established in the United States back in 1825 with an appropriation from the federal government to connect this way. It was used by the indigenous people of North America for thousands of years. And it also has a lot of relevant history, even to the Prohibition era, taking things from Canada to Detroit. So there's a lot of unique charm. Luckily, there's a lot of museums and buildings that are still up from, the 18th and 19th century. And on our website, we not only list garage sales, but we also list recommendations and attractions. And there's a history page. There's been several books published actually on that, and we list those on our website too if you want to learn more information. But yeah, it's a little bit unique because most people wouldn't consider US 12 a large, interstate, but back in the day it was. It was the I-94 or the 196 of Michigan. And I always recommend for people to, please be safe and courteous for everyone out there, reminding everyone to please drive safe and to slow down when traveling along US 12 and pay special attention for pedestrians exiting and parking. And we do recommend that people park their vehicle if they are parking to find a safe space to do that, and to never park in the road, and to always look both ways. And always, things are always changing. So this is largely an outdoor event. We always recommend everyone has a different comfort level. So social distance when possible, you bring hand sanitizer, and think about others in regards to other health and things like that. Please stay tuned for local guidelines if things change in that matter.
Awesome. Well, again, the Michigan's longest garage sale is happening August 13th, 14th, and 15th. So grab your wallet, grab your trailer,
sunscreen,
and get to treasure hunting, huh?
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for the coverage, and I hope your viewers get a chance to go out and enjoy this annual event. Next year will be the 20th year. So
amazing. Thanks so much, Chris.
All right. Have a great day.
Another great episode this week of Experience Michiana. Don't forget that we need your suggestions, and we love getting them as well. So if you'd like for us to go out and experience something, maybe you went along with your family or loved ones and you thought, hey, Dave, Kelly, and Courtney should do that on Experience Michiana. You can always follow us on Facebook or Instagram, send us a message, or use the hashtag Experience Michiana. Until next week, you'll find out why I'm here at the Century Center. We'll talk to you then.
Experience Michiana is made possible in part by the Community Foundation of St. Joseph County and the Indiana Arts Commission, which receives support from the state of Indiana and the National Endowment for the Arts.
This WNIT local production has been made possible in part by viewers like you. Thank you.